Good afternoon again. Okay, so in this presentation, we would like to share you about the YP. Some of you may know this award has been working as a head operator for the YP project, but some of you may not know where's the YP project and where's the activity phase that we have passed through and how we gain the knowledge of the head operator from that project. So we take this chance to present you about our friendly user testing reset and what are the experience that we gain from them and how we have been involving in the Mojalo community starting from there. Okay, so actually the YP project is based in Myanmar. Can you go to the next slide? In Myanmar, we have about 180 MFI. And we have more than 30 banks and more than 15 mobile wallets. Before YP, before YP project started, if MFI want to do the digital repayment or something like that, they have to communicate with each and every wallet. Maybe if they can integrate with them, they can integrate with them. If not, then they have to do a lot of manual work at the time. So why we want to do at that time is focusing on the microfinance industry. So the platform is created under the Myanmar Microfinance Digitalization Project, what we call MMD project. It has been supported by the Base and Military Foundation and managed by UNCDF. And this award we adding as a head operator at the time and technological provider supported by the INFACE. So this is the project that we studied in the 2021. Can you go next slide, please? So YP is a participant owned. So it's owned by the participant, not by the DISAWA, not by the single entity. So who are the participants? All the participants are mainly influenced by our user, who is the MFI. Because we focus this for the microfinance industry. So MFI are the participants who really own this scheme. So this is what we hope for. And they set the rule and all the governance structure, they set that everything, and also they decide the use case. They also decided who should include in the scheme or whatever they have to do once you become a participant. And this is what we added as only the scheme operator, as a head operator. So we manage technological team and business operation and all these things. And we also support the scheme owner for running the scheme. And also the Infinities, our BLF partner, they supported us for the technical support for using the Mojalo platform for this whole YP project. Can you go to the next slide, please? So with this, there are a lot of slides, but in here, I will summarize everything into one slide. What are the benefits of using the YP project, using the Mojalo at the time? So the first thing is, from the end user, it lower the cost because a lot of wallets have been joining there and they have to compete for their client. So with the competitive market, the price always lower down. So this is the first advantage for the end user. And the second is they have a greater access to the cash in cash out point. So client can go to any agent who are involved in the scheme. And the last one is they can choose whatever they want for the financial provider for any services they want. For mobile financial service, what is the main benefit for them? So the main benefit, the first one is they can develop the digital economy because in Myanmar, microfinance is in a lot of the grassroots level and the banks people. So for getting this market, if they know the microfinance client very well, the mobile financial service provider can easily get the client and can easily build the ecosystem by joining in this scheme. And they can also reduce the cost. If without the YP, this in the operator system, they have to connect with each and every microfinance at the time. But if with YP, you have to connect with the only YP project, and then YP project will let you access to all the MFI who has been in the YP scheme. Of course, for the MFI, it's very obvious that they can access to the multiple payment channel through this YP project, and also they can increase the efficiency of the digitalization. They can reduce the cost integration and also the time consuming and everything that they have to go one by one integration. Also, the last one is they can improve their technological choice. And for the regulator also, it's really good for them because for regulator, they can increase the financial inclusion by digitalization of the microfinance operation. And they can also have the better visibility into the transaction. because without a digital payment, most of the transaction happening in a manual way and by cash. And they can also move the economy toward a digital economy. Next slide, please. So here we always got this friendly user testing phase. So why we until now is not live yet. But before going to live, we have decided, like Sumo already mentioned in previous presentation. So there are two testing phases that we plan to. The first one is friendly user testing, in which we will test all the transaction with the real money. And this is the phase that we are testing. We have successfully tested two phases, and we will share our experience in the next slide. Here, what I wanted to highlight is friendly user testing is the stage before the closed user group. Closed user group means you tested with real client. Until now, we didn't have a chance to test with a microfinance real client yet. We only tested a friendly user testing where one of the mobile wallet transfer money to the microfinance industry, passing through the Mojalu platform, and we see all the transaction going where all the settlement happening perfectly. These are the things that we want to test in the friendly user testing. This is why we can test the possible scenario for loan repayment. The first use case that we want to try is loan repayment, because for microfinance, loan repayment is quite small amount and most frequent transaction. They're really interesting for the microfinance industry to go digitalization. So we want to use this use case as a first case, and then we can expand to another case like loan disbursement, saving collection, and all these things. So we want to know if we test this one, are there any gap or issue in the operation-wise or in the system-wise? This is the main purpose to know during the FUD phase. And the next goal is, like we shared in the previous presentation, we really want to document the evidence, what we have done during this period, so that we can share with the other people and we can learn from this for the next phase, like CUG or Go Live, whatever it is. Okay, can you go to the next slide, please? So this is the friendly user testing. We have two phases. The first phase we start in the 30th September 2021, and it happened about 6 months to the 31st March 2022. The total transaction happening is 339, and the use case, as we have discussed, it is only the loan repayment use case, and there are 5 DFSB participating in this FUD1 phase. So there are 3 MFI and 2 mobile wallets. So after that, we review our FUD1 report and everything, all the details, and whatever we need to prepare, we need to revise, we do during this period. And on 30th June 2022, we restarted FUD2 again. Why we don't go to the CUG again is we see at the time there are some development or improvement that we need to do in terms of the business, in terms of technical, in terms of operation, in every aspect. So we decided to change on to improve all these things within this 3 months, and then we restarted FUD again in 30th June 2022. And in this time, there are more MFI and more mobile wallet joining in, and there's altogether 8 DFSB joining. There are 4 MFI and 4 mobile wallet joining at this stage, with total of 207 to the transaction for repayment. Thank you. Can you go to the next slide, please? So with this experience, we developed a lot of documents like we shared in the previous presentation. We developed technical assessment file. With this 2 FUD stage, we can develop a day-to-day operation user guide, different version, starting from the FUD1 to the end of the FUD2, and we can develop the dispute management, fraud risk management. And in terms of risk management, we differentiate into the different level, like risk management framework, which is mainly focusing on the scheme counsel or scheme owner, on risk management process CGR for the head operator, and risk management registry for the operational level. So these are the different kind of documents that we prepare. And we also trying to prepare a support survey workflow, improve this during the FUD phase step by step. And the last one, we can develop a service desk model, how you have to use service desk model, because even in FUD stage, since we are working with the DFSB, we trying to use with the service desk. Now with the other informal way, we try to train the DFSB to use a service desk model, and we see what are the complications or what are the usage, are there any gap. All these things, we tested everything in the FUD phase. So in the next slide, Sumo will share her experience as a head of the head operator. What are the lessons learned that we have at the time, how we have improved in this FUD1 and FUD2 phase. Thank you.
Next slide, please. Okay, in this session, I would like to share the experiences based on the YP project from onboarding to the customer service step. So as a first step of the onboarding process, we provide the technical assessment file to the DFSB. The intentions of the technical assessment file is to assess the DFSB backend system API availability, and we would like to understand the system before the onboarding process. And also during the onboarding process, we develop the project plan with all participants. So that this project plan acts to keep the team on track and not to miss the important steps during the onboarding process. And also when the require API from DFSB already, we developed the specification file. So in that file, we included the agree business rules and the workflow of the use cases and other the rules like I mentioned before, the rounding logic like that DFSB cannot accept the decimal value as a transaction amount. And then the other one is that we included the API mapping between the DFSB backend system and Mojalu, which is mean that let's say the DFSB backend system API, the column A of the DFSB backend system original API when it can be can be the input value of the Mojalu API like that. So the specification file is to facilitate the integration process for the system integration team. And also in terms of the testing, we included 2 testing phases in the project plan. Firstly, we tested the integration testing. It is tested between each DFSB co-coordinators and hub, and also we tested the end-to-end testing. It will be the hub and it will be between hub and both DFSB. So based on the testing results, so if we face the issue during our testing, we face then first and test again. When all the issues are resolved and the testing scenarios are packed, that DFSB is ready to go in protection. Yeah. I would like to mention one challenge that we face during onboarding. This is that some DFSB cannot provide provide API documentation to us. For that kind of situation, we face it's like the back and forth process between system integration team and DFSB take much time. So it will impact on the timeline of the integration. Yeah, next slide, please. This is the experience based on the settlement. So currently, we generated the settlement report from the business portal and sent the report manually to DFSB and settlement bank. But in order to consider the data privacy, so we don't attach the settlement report, including the DFSB financial information and transaction information. So we use the document management systems and we uploaded the settlement report in document management system and shared the link with the settlement bank and DFSB. This is related to the customer data protection. And also the head operator team who perform the settlements, handle the manage the liquidity regarding the liquidity and NDC in the business portal, settlement portal. So in order to avoid the user error, so we apply the 4I principle, make a checker method as well. And also we generate the audit report for the fence in, fence out and the liquidity balance and NDC changes as a weekly basis and uploaded those audit files in document management system as well. Beside the settlement process, sometimes the liquidity amount changes happens because the DFSB draw or deposit the amount in the at the settlement bank. So at the moment, we need to update the liquidity amounts and NDC in the business portal. So for such kind of situation, the settlement team has no right to directly edit or edit the liquidity amount in the finance portal. So we define the procedure. The settlement team has to prepare the request approval request file, including the reason and the changes amount regarding the liquidity, and they need to send that approval request file to the executive team. Once that the executive team approve that file, the settlement team can edit the liquidity amount in the business portal, and also. As a head operator team who perform the settlement bands. So in order to reduce the liquidity risk, head operation team will needed to know the liquidity balance changes instantly. But in YPay, we don't integrate it with the settlement band directly with the business border. So we discuss with the settlement band to send the notification mail to the head operation team, including the liquidity amount, up-to-date liquidity amount based on the time slot. So this is the proprietors in YPay, and also in the customer service center, we like I mentioned before, we give the training to the DFSP regarding the settlement, service desk border training. So when they encounter the issue or the difficulty, they can raise the ticket to the customer service team. But the challenges that we face is the DFSP also prefer to raise the issue in the communication channel rather than the service desk border. So that so at the moment we push the DFSP to open the tickets and explain the reason why. Like in the future, we encounter the same kind of issue, so we can refer to the old tickets in the portal. So we explain the reason to the DFSP, and also here. In the customer service data, we consider the data protection strategy. So sometimes during that error troubleshooting process, we need to share some screenshots or pictures of the transaction information. So at the moment, we blur the specific customer information like the client name or due amount like that. So we protect the client information. Next slide, please. So this slide is the main challenges that we face in the FUT phase. So the first one is during the discussions of the DFSP raised that they don't want the end user to encounter the insufficient liquidity issues. So to avoid that situation, DFSP would like to get the notifications or the feature they can monitor their own net debit usage and their liquidity. So we thought that the potential solution like we add the features that the DFSP can monitor their NDC usage and the liquidity balance in their participant portal like DFSP portal. So the second point is that like it is like mHub like the payer mobile operator detect the transaction amount once the end user click the final confirmation button. So without considering the have respond back. So at the moment, the manual reference process is needed. So during the engagement process with the wallet provider, so we request to add the amount reserve features in the in the wallet, and so they can consider the error message or successful message from the hub, because after the last steps in the wallet, the hub there is a validation step in hub like the payer has sufficient liquidity amount or not. So after that validation step failed, the hub return the error message back to the payer. So we requested the wallet provider to to check that kind of error message from help and consider the amount reserve features in the wallet. As the last 2 point is that the FSB mentioned that many end user has different levels of the digital payment knowledge, and most of the clients are in rural area, so they would like to have the mobile wallet with many agents networks. So the potential solution is that we guess so if in area A the wallet users there are many wallet users, so that agent will be there will be the more agent, and also the wallet provider need to think about the strategy given the incentives for the agent. So the last one is that the FSB mentioned that YB should have the popular mobile wallet like wallet A or B like that. So as we know, the biggest mobile wallet in country mostly does not want to join the scheme. So we guess the potential solution is that there will be mandatory rules by the regulator, like every mobile wallet provider need to join the scheme. So that kind of mandatory rules can solve that request from the DFSB. So these are all the points that I would like to share with you all today. Thank you.
Thank you thanks very much. Are there any questions for Dr. Pei and Simon? Yes, James.
Thank you. Excellent presentation. Thank you very much, guys. Just had one question about one of the last points you made, the lack of visibility of the liquidity balance against the net debit cap. Was that the finance portal where you weren't able to see a graph or a chart that would show you how close they were?
Yes, but the finance portal is issued by the head operator, right? So that request is directly came from the DFSB. So
they want to know how close they are to their limit.
Yeah, so we need, you mentioned the dashboard features in the finance portal is needed to edit in the participant portal like that, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. I think there are some DFSB facing features in the roadmap. I know Paul Makin, if you're on the call, Paul, are you able to confirm or deny the existence of such a thing?
Yes, I am here, and we talked about this just this past week. So yes, they are on the roadmap, and we see it being an important focus over the last 6 months, the next 6 months. Yes, so thank you.
Yeah, I thought so. Thank you very much, Paul. So thank you. Your feedback has already been incorporated into the roadmap.
Thank you
very much, guys.
Thanks, everyone.